Right now, the stability of your dinner table, your smartphone, and the entire global economy rests on a single narrow strip of water, the Strait of Hormuz. It is the world's ultimate choke point. Most people know it for oil, but the threat goes much deeper. We aren't just talking about higher gas prices, we are talking about a decapitation of global production. 20 to 30% of the world's oil, fertilizer, and helium must pass through this narrow gap. If it closes, the world as we know it changes overnight. Consider this: modern agriculture depends almost entirely on the Haber Bosch process. This process uses petroleum and nitrogen to create fertilizer. Professor Steve warns that a 20% loss in fertilizer would lead to an immediate 20% drop in global food production. That is not just a shortage, it is a recipe for global famine. Then there is the semiconductor crisis. This region provides 30% of the world's helium. Think about your electronics. Unlike oil, helium cannot be easily stockpiled because it leaks through almost everything. If the supply is cut, global electronics production stops. Period. Our just in time economic model has prioritized efficiency over resilience, and now we are seeing how fragile that truly is. As tensions rise, the professor outlines five potential outcomes for a conflict between the US, Israel, and Iran. Scenario 1: Iran is destroyed. This would require nuclear weapons and lead to a global catastrophe. Scenario 2: Iran destroys the Gulf's power infrastructure. This is viewed as highly likely. It would render cities like Dubai, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia virtually uninhabitable. Scenario 3: The Samson Doctrine. If Israel faces an existential defeat, they may unleash their nuclear arsenal on the rest of the world. Scenario 4: The most likely outcome: Iran uses conventional missiles to neutralize Israel's nuclear threat. And finally, Scenario 5: Iran successfully develops its own nuclear weapons. The political landscape makes this even more volatile. The professor characterizes certain leadership styles as a pump and dump scheme, using aggressive rhetoric to drive oil prices up for financial gain. But there is a major mistake being made: the underestimation of Iran. For 40 years, Iran has prepared for this. They have divided their military into 31 autonomous units. They are resilient, decentralized, and far more prepared than Iraq or Afghanistan ever were. The fact that one individual can launch a world ending strike without consulting anyone underscores the extreme risk of having megalomaniacs in power during such times. Beyond the battlefield, another crisis is looming. A massive AI driven financial crash is predicted within the next 24 months. We are in an AI mania, much like the railway bubbles of the past. Today, 90% of AI startups are failing. As robotics eliminate 50% of labor, universal basic income will become a necessity to prevent a Hunger Games style societal collapse. So, what is the path forward? The professor's advice is simple: self sufficiency. Invest in solar energy. Learn to grow your own food. We are approaching the Seneca cliff, a point where collapse happens much faster than growth ever did. In the end, while economists track numbers, human survival is what is truly at stake. Let's hope for peace in the Middle East before time runs out.